Welcome to Roll for Geekiness. Jonathan, Tigerfire Studios.
Amanda, Villainous by Night.
And it is pretty close to the end of the year, so we're looping back to our what's becoming an annual tradition of doing a reflection on how the year went and some previews of what's coming up next year. We had hoped to do this with a few other members of the team, but the scheduling didn't quite work out for that this year, so you're just gonna have to put up with us again. Sorry. So wow, 2023 was another pretty big, busy year for us. We went to 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 events or so. Premiered a lot of new cosplays, and it's no wonder we kind of reached the end of the year feeling a little burnt out.
A little crispy.
Yeah. So yeah, we're starting, I think, to get our momentum again going into the next year because we've got more big plans. But let's break it down.
So to recap,
Yeah.
we started this year with Katsucon in
Katsucon.
February.
Yeah. That was our big event of the year.
Yes, it was.
And that was a really good event. There was some good stuff going on. Great venue. We had a good time. See our event report. Link here down in the comments. All that fun stuff.
Yes, it was. Yeah, we don't need to get into
All
the
that.
specifics of the event, but in terms of what we debuted.
Yeah. So I debuted 1, 2, 3 cosplays that I had not taken anywhere else before. My Sun Eater, my Bato, and Kishibe from Chainsaw Man. And you brought a few new ones too.
Yep, I similarly had 3 new cosplays on deck. So I had Hanji-san and from Attack on Titan. I had Susumaru from Demon Slayer and Makima from Chainsaw Man. I think Makima was my favorite, honestly, out of all of those because it was fun to wear the contacts and do my makeup to look a little bit off.
Good times. The next event we were supposed to go to was COGS, which is a steampunk event in New Jersey, and that was supposed to be in March, but that event ended up not happening. So I guess we'll keep it on the list, and next time it happens, we'll figure out if we can squeeze it into the schedule or not.
Yep.
That's
the long and short of that.
That's all there is to say about that. We said last year we were gonna go to it, and it didn't happen. So
next up was Cosplay America, which was in June
in North Carolina.
Yep,
that was a great event.
That was a lot of fun.
That event is relatively small, but it is very much about the intersection of the maker community and the cosplay community, and that's really right where we're sitting at. So we had a great time at all the panels and workshops and classes and just meeting a lot of really great makers and cosplayers and making some connections with people. That was a good time. And that's one we're planning on going back to, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yes, and I debuted my Dark Lady / Wicked Lady from Sailor Moon. I know I'll be going back and making fixes on that for a variety of reasons. Sometimes you don't know what you didn't think about when you made the cosplay until you're actually having to wear the entire thing. So long pigtails and sharp 3-dimensional gemstones, not a good mix. So we'll go back and fix that.
Yeah, and that event I debuted my 40K Elysian Drop Trooper, which was one that I had been planning on building in 2022 for New York Comic Con. So I did finally come back around and finish that one and debuted that this year. And got some got a couple really great photos from our new friend Brett Downen of Downen Photography. Thanks, Brett. That's my profile pic.
Those were some really great photos. Those
great
workshops were really fun too. So
yeah. Let's see. After that, our next event was a Return to Key City Steampunk Festival. We went to that in 2022, had a great time. So we went back again this year and had another great time. So again, like, see our event reports for all of these. I'll try to put the little things that come in from the corner. If they're not there, they'll definitely be down in the description. So you can go get our full impression of all of these great events we've been to this year.
yes.
So you premiered a new one at Key City.
Yes, I premiered what I think is probably took the most work in terms of actual patterning and then sewing and fitting so far out of everything that I've done. I think that's accurate to say. But I did a steampunk inspired Harley Quinn based off of some artwork I found online. So
Yeah.
I'm still working on that one. There's some pieces I haven't finished, but
And for Key City, I did a steampunk helmet of Scar, a steampunk version of Scar from the Lion King. So, and I also had my steampunk Deadpool at that event too.
yes, that is true.
And the other project that I worked on this year that showed up at Key City was my teapot racer, remote control teapot. So that was fun. I know I showed some pictures of that. Squeeze that in over there too. And yeah. After Key City, went to Fandom Fest. We were a little closer to home for the rest of the year. Went to Fandom Fest in Schenectady, New York, with some of our new team members. I don't remember if Bear made it into any of the photos that we shared, but Bear and his partner did come with us to that, and we'll talk. We'll let Bear introduce himself at some point, but we'll talk a little bit more about some of our new team members in a moment. We didn't take anything new, but you did do a fun photo shoot
I
with
did.
a professional photographer while we were at Fandom Fest. So
Yes, I brought my Lilu, and that was fun to get a chance to get some cool photos of a cosplay I like. So
yeah, that was a good time. We did squeeze in a trip to the Sterling Ren Fair after that, again with our team members. And that, if you do follow some of our other social media, you'll see you'll see Bear and his partner in some of those photos. I know that got shared when we went to that. And we didn't do an event report for Sterling Ren Fair. It was a Ren Fair. There wasn't much else to say about it.
if you've been to one Ren Fair,
You've been to all
please,
the Ren
I was
Fairs.
going to say, don't get angry at me, Ren Fair community, but you've kind of been to all of them. Yeah.
You kind of have. After that, we went to Retro Game Con
yes, Retro Game
in
Con.
Syracuse, New York.
And I decided to do a mashup of, I kind of already had a Lara Croft cosplay, so I had a lot of the pieces, and decided to do a Barbie Croft, which, long story short, I really enjoyed making it. I don't think it was the right venue for showing up as Barbie Croft, so I hope to actually maybe take that somewhere else at some point in the next year before the cultural milieu dies down and then people are just like, why are you wearing pink camo? So
A couple people got that you were Lara Croft, but no one really noted the Mattel symbol that you had on the backpack, or kind of put together all the pieces, I think, until you explained it to them. So yeah, it was a fun cosplay. I enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. I think some other people could have enjoyed it if they'd gotten the joke. So yeah, it would be fun to take that to some events where that might land a little better.
I would say they can't all land perfectly. It's fine.
Again, our event report from Retro Game Con, it was a fine event. Maybe yeah. See our event report for that one.
Yep.
And then we ended the year with another one that we've been to before, Twin Tiers Comic Con. We went again last year. It was a good event. We went again this year. still a good event, still growing, and it'll be great to see how that event continues to expand and unfold.
And I got a chance to go as Nanami, which was very
That's right.
fun. That was very easy to put together, kind of last minute.
From Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes, from Jujutsu Kaisen. It took me about 2 hours to just put together his weapon, and I think I bought pretty much everything else. So it was a really easy choice, and it was fun to wear.
Yeah, and I did the opposite spin. I grabbed that Scar mask that I built for Key City and did a cyberpunk version of Scar. As I was building it, I was going, there's definitely some cyberpunky vibes in here, and I want to explore that. So I did get to do that before the end of the year and use that one costume piece in a couple different ways. So that was fun. And I'm not sure which version I like better, so I'll have to keep trying it. Yeah. The only other project I think we really made any headway on this year, Q worked a little bit on revamping the giant steampunk wrench that we made 5 years ago. So we started polishing that up and applying some of the techniques and skills we've all learned over the last 5 years to kind of make that a better prop. We didn't get that finished just because the weather turned on us before we could get the paint on it and get a few other things done with it. But
So that was it for this year.
yeah, so that was, like I said, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 events. Which, did we do 6 or did we do 8 last year? In any case, it's pretty close. So we went to about the same number of events this past year as we did the year before. But in 2022, between you, me, and Q, when we did this video last year, we said between the 3 of us, we'd premiered 8 new cosplays. You just listed 7 new cosplays that you premiered this year. And I did 6 or 7, depending on whether you count Scar twice.
We don't have a problem.
No, we don't. We don't have a problem. But yeah, so 2023 was a busy year for us. So yeah, like I said, not surprising maybe that we get to the end and go, all right, need a little bit of a break. So that's why some of our social media has been a little quieter for the end of the year here. But like I said, we're starting to get back into the swing of things. So what do we have on tap for next year?
Overly ambitious plans.
Woo! That's not new.
No, that's not new, but I mean, I think we're going to talk about what our plans are, whether or not those get scaled back or come to fruition fully this year.
Well,
I don't know, but
I think so. We started making our plans, as we tend to, for the next year a couple months ago, actually. Mm-hmm. So I think we have a more sustainable plan for this next year, especially when you consider that most of our new projects are not actually going to premiere until one of the last events that's on our schedule. That's not to say that's not a fair bit of work to do between now and then, but we're not doing this thing where we keep trying to hit something for the next event like we have for the last 2 years. And both of us in 2022 with some projects that we didn't get to finish because schedules just kept getting pushed back as we kept trying to meet deadlines. And I think we both are at the point where we would like to spend more time working on a project and doing it to a level that...
refining it.
Yeah, there you go. Refining it, not just pushing for a deadline of the next event. So I think we're going to be sharing just a lot more work in progress throughout the year as opposed to work in progress cramming up to an event.
Yes.
So that'll be a little bit of a different cadence for how we share content over the next year. But that said, we've got a couple different things coming next year too. We talked about a new team member. Our new team member, Bear, who is joining us for our podcast, because everyone has to have a podcast. The Roll for Geekiness podcast will be dropping next year, and we will be doing, I think we're aiming for monthly episodes on that one, just
Probably.
because everyone's got life and stuff. But we've already got a list, not of specific topics we're going to cover, but of broad topics that we're going to cover, and we're going to do our die roll thing to see what the next topic is, as opposed to just what the witty comment is at the end of our video. So I think we covered a lot of ground with that table. So I think we'll be covering a much broader geeky content in that podcast. So I'm really excited to see where that takes us and what kind of things we explore as we bring Bear in to join us for those conversations. Yeah.
Indeed. I don't have a whole lot to add to that.
That's fair. That said, we'll be bringing you some of the same stuff that we've done in the past. We'll be going to a whole bunch of events next year. But again, we've got a few that are a little different in here. Our first event for next year is going to be in May. It's going to be KublaCon, which is one of the largest game conventions on the West Coast. It's in San Francisco Bay Area. It's actually a convention that's near and dear to my heart because I was involved with it during its early days, as it was getting its feet underneath it in some ways. So this will be me going back to an event I haven't been to in 20 years. It is a gaming convention as opposed to a cosplay convention, so we won't be bringing you cosplay stuff. We'll be bringing you gaming stuff, which will be fun. Yeah. So that'll be fun. And there's absolutely no projects that we have to get done before then. So that's also exciting.
Exciting, yeah. And we'll be going back to Cosplay America after that.
Yeah.
I know we'll talk about what our plans are for later events. I'm hoping to get one of those done by the time we get to Cosplay America, just to have something that I've got plenty of time, and hopefully we'll have something to bring with me. But
yeah, I should have one of these done by then too. So
we'll see. But
they won't be the ones that match, probably.
No.
No.
Well, and that is not as important, I think, as us just feeling like we have some goals we're working towards and something to bring with us. So.
Yeah. We also learned that's it's your event report.
And then another oldie but goodie at this point. We'll be going back to Key City. Yeah,
Key City is on our list again for next year. I think the difference for Key City is I think we may have been roped into helping to run some stuff or organize some stuff, or I don't know.
That's all you.
Yeah, that's
I don't
all
know.
me. All right, fine.
Yes.
So right, we may be a little bit more involved in some of the aspects of that event for next year. We'll see how that pans out.
So the theme this year will be, they do have a theme from year to year. This year was Heroes and Villains, and next year will be Noir. So
yeah, I'm really curious to see where people take that one. So that'll be fun. And then the last event on our schedule, I'm sure we'll squeeze in a few other events as the year progresses, but the last one that is on our schedule is another big one, and one we've been to before.
We're going back to Dragon Con.
Oh, yeah. And we'll be bringing our new team members with us for that one. This will be Bear and his partners' first go at Dragon Con, so that'll be interesting for us to go and experience it again, but also see it through the eyes of our friends who have not been there for the wonderful experience that is Dragon Con. And so then, like I said, we are planning most of our projects to be ready for Dragon Con.
Yes, and I do have something for Key City as well in store.
Yeah, I'll whip up something for Key City also. But, so because of that, we're going to do something that we we've done it before, but it's been a little bit more ad hoc. This year we're going to actually be doing paired cosplays.
For all days but one, I think, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, in no particular order, because we certainly haven't figured out what we're wearing which day yet. Come on, that's out in September. It's not even January yet. We'll be doing a pair from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. I will be Benny Maru.
and I will be Shion.
And we'll be doing a pair from Critical Role, the Legend of Vox Machina.
Delilah Briarwood.
And Silas Briarwood. And then we'll be doing a pair from the anime manga light novel series 86, Shinai Nuzen and
Lena.
Malaise, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I could not remember her last name.
Malaise, I don't know how you pronounce it. Yeah, and then I'm hoping to get done the hacker cosplay that I was trying to get done for Katsucon this year. Hoping to get that done by DragonCon for next year. And what else did you have lined up?
I'm hoping my delusion and enough caffeine will result in me completing a mashup of Shoto Todoroki and basically David Bowie, but as Ziggy Stardust. You have to see it to understand it, but trust me, it's going to be fire.
A very DragonCon cosplay. Yeah, that'll be... I'm looking forward to seeing your progress on that. I hope you are too. Let's see. The only other event that we might squeeze in there that I would mention at this point that we have no details on yet, because we rarely do this time of year, is End War. Quince and I went to End War in 2022, which is a humans versus zombies foam flinging event. That was a good time. That event moves around a lot, so we don't know. We don't have dates and we don't have a location for 2024 yet. So we'll be keeping an eye out for that. And if it's anywhere near us at a time that works in our schedule, that might be one that we drop in, as well as dropping in some other local events. We might do Twin Tiers again. We might do. There's some other relatively local events in our general area. Yeah, so that was our plans for DragonCon. I know that Bear and his partner have some plans for DragonCon, but I'm not going to spoil them. I'll let them share those. Yeah. So we've got some stuff on tap for next year. We hope that you will join us again for the wild ride that will be. So if we've reached the end of the video, this would normally be when we would roll the die and give you some sort of pithy pseudo piece of advice. I want to skip that. And I want to thank all the people that have liked and subscribed and followed and commented and all of those things that have interacted with us in the past year. It's been meaningful. It's been great to have that interaction and know that people are enjoying and engaging with some of the content that we're creating. So thank you.
Yeah.
Whether you're following us on some social media or you're watching our videos or you're looking forward to our podcast, we appreciate you. And we hope that this is at least entertaining. We are not doing this for the likes and the follows and the algorithms and the whatever. We're doing this because we enjoy it, and we're hoping that you enjoy some part of this ride with us, and maybe you learn something, or maybe you're at least entertained for 5 minutes.
Maybe it breaks up the crushing weight of the inevitable apocalypse.
That too. And yeah, so we appreciate all of you for joining us on this ride. I think we've got, I've at least got some ideas for some new content that we might be bringing out next year. Like I said, we've also got the podcast that'll be coming out next year. That'll be new and different, and we'll keep bringing you more of the same because, or at least things that you guys have liked. So,
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us.
thank you. And have a happy new year, and we'll see you in the new year.